Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this is part 2 of the video where I compared Celestion Greenbacks and V30s. That was in really low tuning, like drop G sharp. And many of you asked that could I do the same but with a more normal tuning, so I'm doing it. The guitar is Japan-made Tokai, don't know the model, EMG 57 and 66. Pickups, it's tuned to standard E-flat. Then the signal goes into my pedal board where I have SD1 on, and I'm going to use the Petrucci wah. Then it goes to KT audio amp switcher, and from there it goes to Marshall JCM800 212 Zakk Wylde Signature Head, back to KAG, to soundtrack, React IR, but I'm only using that as a cap attenuator to tame the signal a bit down. From the soundtrack it goes to the Marshall 9060 BX where I have 3 greenbacks and 1 V30. Now I'm gonna record the song with the greenbacks and then with the V30. Then we can discuss about the differences and so on. And this is the way I usually record when I record a cabinet. I use my headphones because if I would play the music that I'm playing with through the speakers, the microphones would pick that up. On those YouTube videos where I have the intro songs where I'm using the cabinet and I'm not using these, so it looks a bit cooler without these, but now you can see the real deal. So what I do then, I just record a DI while I film myself, and then after I have filmed, I just reamp the signal, so that the cabinet, the speakers, monitors are muted, and only the guitar where I just recorded while I film myself. Then I just reamp that, so it works that way. But now, like I said, I'm gonna do it the way when I record stuff here, for albums, whatever. I use the headphones, so then the microphones don't pick up the signal. And yeah, there's 2 microphones now. There's SM57 on the edge of the nipple, and then SE Electronics V1 ribbon mic, kind of angled like, I'll put a picture like this, so it's pretty much center. So it gets the kind of the full spectrum, and the 57 gets the 57 aggressive mid-range and top-end bite. Alright, I'm gonna record this, so wish me well. First take, then I'm gonna double it afterwards and do the same with the V30s. Rock and roll.
Then I can't get it out, but I fall from the cliff and disappear.
playing was, I guess I'm not gonna double that because I played it like, probably I will play live a little bit all over the place. So I'm just gonna now move the mic in front of the V30 and play version with that speaker. All right, V30 time. It's there now, and I'll put a picture. You can see I have cutted those kind of places to the SC stand, so I only need to put the whole shebang, and then it's on the perfect spot, the sweet spot. I think I played the solo a little bit better. At least I didn't F it up on the ones. Yeah, cool song, nice playing. And the song is called Take a Walk. It's my latest solo single. The vocalist is my good old friend, back from 25 years ago, awesome vocalist, Niko Hartonen. And the drummer is also my good old friend, Ade Larsson from Gothenburg, Sweden. He's been filling in for Alex Landenberg on some CYHRA tours, and if he's not playing, he's usually Alex's drum tech. Great guys. Fun song to make and write. It didn't take long. Anyway, let's go now to the screen, and I will play those, what I just did in solo, and you'll hear even better the differences. Okay, so this is the session or project of the song. I mixed and mastered this song. So quickly, here's add the drums. Basically, what I do, I cut the toms so they only appear when there's hits, and they are anyways in the ambience and overhead mic. So I just want to have the impact on the toms. There's parallel bass, parallel drums, then bass tracks. There's 3 tracks. One performance, but I'm gonna show you quickly how this sounds. The bass deep is clean, kind of Ampeg-like. It's from the Jerry Lee's Handsome, and the drive is just a mid drive, and the bass DI Lemmy, it's soft tubes. Number 1, high pass at 200, so just a clank. So that's the bass. And now the guitar that I just recorded. So Greenback, I did a little bit of automation. You probably heard that on the main solo there was delay. So I automated. What did I actually automate? The delay on to the solo, the room mic off, because this tape delay, what I have, it's on my FX. It has a little bit of a reverb going on, blended in there already, so I didn't need the room reverb. This is really quietly, it just kind of makes, it's kind of like a room mic to me. And then there's the Dimension D chorus, which I had a little bit more on the rhythm parts, because as you can see, the guitars are panned dead center. So 2 tracks, 57 and the V1 mic. The 57 was a little bit louder, kind of the aggressive, and then the V1 brought the kind of bottom end, feel the sound. I wanted them to be a little bit wider, on the sides and not completely in the center. So I just used a Dimension D chorus to widen them up a little bit. Sometimes I use the Eventide harmonizer that I actually also turned on the lead or automated. So let's listen to Greenbacks now. '57, just the V1. This is kind of nice blend, so I'm just blending in that V1 to feel the sound. And the EQ, what I did was just cut it some lows at 60 Hz, some highs at 12.5K, and what I used to do, I boosted it a little bit 8K. And then there's a parallel, or there's, it's not even in parallel, it's compressing, but it's hardly doing anything. So it's not compressing pretty much at all. But listen, when I take it off, it has a certain sound, like I mentioned on the previous video about the speakers. Kind of adds this presence, like this nice tone. And I didn't even notice that it was 100% wet, because usually I have it around 50%, so it's parallel. But it sounded good, so I didn't notice anything. Okay, then the V30s, and I'm gonna switch between these two now. like you hear here, the Greenbacks has that really aggressive upper mid bite. They're kind of filthy. V30s, they are a little bit smoother on that upper mid frequency, but they have a little bit like on the mid kind of this caw thing. And the low end is pretty much, I think the V30s have a little bit kind of tighter low end. It actually sometimes it sounds like there's more, but because it doesn't go, I can't remember the actual frequency, but I feel that the Greenbacks go a little bit lower, the low end, so it's not that audible as on V30s. It sounds like there's more, but actually let's check out the graphics. How do they look? So first the Greenbacks. Yeah, like you probably saw, Greenbacks has a little bit this really deep low end, and V30s, the low end was a little bit, not so deep. So sometimes it sounds like there is more, and Greenbacks has a around 4K, kind of like this a little bit like, I think the high end is pretty much the same, but Greenback sound like there's more because there is more of that around 4K. But the highs are pretty similar. I really like both speakers a lot. And then let's listen the solo where I, automated some delay. Then in the band comes the full band. In lead playing, the difference isn't that big, but definitely V30 has that kind of. It's like if I would turn the mids up from the amplifier a little bit and maybe tame down the presence a bit. So those are the differences. Both are great speakers. My favorite ones. I know that they're classics. Many people use those. Been using for since Greenbacks, I think, since 60s and V30s since 80s, but there's a reason. They just work with any kind of music. With normal tuning, this was E flat, low tuning, they just go to speakers for me. Both are great. They both have a little bit different flavor. Sometimes, Greenback works better with Shure amps, sometimes V30s. With Marshalls, especially with 800s, they both work really, really well. And the Greenback actually works really well also with 5150s because it's a little bit dark amp. You get a really nice bite from those. Hey, anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. And I'll put the links in the description below to the, there is links to that song. It's, on all, streaming platforms. You can listen to that if you like. Now on this mix, I think it was pretty much how it was released. I used different amps. I think I remember. I think I used a Bad Boy on the released version. But anyway, and everything was double tracked. But hey, until next time, take care, all the best, see you, bye.